too sick to be in jail, but well enough to plant poison. This man is supposed to be in jail. Instead, here he is, out here sowing division, hatred, and seeds of civil wars. The reason why he was released shortly after being jailed was that he was sick, and hence he got medical parole. Does this look like a man who is sick enough to warrant his release from prison? Welcome to Citizen Concerned, where we remind you to beware of the comrades. I'm Katlomwagi and would appreciate it if you please subscribed, liked, and shared the video with other citizens. The same thing that caused Zuma to end up in prison in 2021 is the same thing he still believes in today, that he is above the law. Zuma got a taste of power and he has never been at peace without its sins. Did you hear him now complaining about the law that governs our nation, the laws that protect you and I?
Umkhonto wesizwe party endorser and former President Jacob Zuma says South African laws must be changed.
Zoshintsha imithetho sizoyishintsha weba kwethu. Imithetho kukhona isizinza somthetho okuyiwona ephethe yonke eminye imithetho ibizwa ngokuthiwa mawugwetshwa nje ugwetshwa ngomthetho obizwa ngokuthi oyimthetho yase South Africa.
He did not complain about the Roman Dutch law when he was president the first time or the second time. He did not complain about the Roman Dutch law when he was vice president. But now that he has been arrested and has a criminal record that stops him from running as president a third time, he wants to find fault with the law that stops him from fulfilling his dream of being a president again.
Roman Dutch law. Roman Dutch law. Sibuswa ngomthetho wamaRoma namaDashi. Asikaze sibe ngamaDashi thina noma amaRoma. Kodwa sibuswa ngomthetho. Fanele sibuswe ngomthetho wase-Afrika.
What a dumb and silly excuse. Since you chose to go that direction, let's continue along it. You don't want to use a Roman Dutch law, not because it's faulty, but because it is not African. Well, microphones are not African, and yet you're using two right now with no issues. The nice tailored suits you keep wearing are not African, and yet you keep wearing those pants and jackets with no issues. These luxury BMWs and Benzes you like are not African, yet you comfortably travel in them daily with no issues. So, do you dislike Roman Dutch law because it is not African, or because it is standing in the way of fulfilling your dreams of coming back to and remaining in power? Simply because that law held you accountable. That is why it's wrong, huh? The fact is, all of us, South Africans, Africans, just all human beings do it. We don't spend time reinventing the wheel or the law. We copy what works. We adopt what we like. If you want to give up the Roman Dutch law because it's not African, then give up your clothes and your cars, your technological devices first. They are not African. Wear some animal skin, walk on foot from Nkandla to Durban, start communicating like our ancestors did, send a messenger on foot, beat drums, burn something to create smoke and blow the horns. No more emails, no more WhatsApp, no more YouTube. Why should we abandon something that works simply because former President Jacob Zuma does not like it anymore? This time, he wants us to not support the laws of this country, the laws that he swore to uphold, those ones. Now, he's saying that those are not good enough. He wants African law.
Fanele sibuswe ngomthetho wase-Afrika. African law.
And which parts or acts of the African law do you want us to adopt? Where is it codified, recorded, or amalgamated? We have our customary laws and indigenous laws, but even a lot of those are oppressive towards children and women. Some are even keeping us backwards. Laws like women should always sit on the floor, women should do whatever their husbands tell them to. African law is still allowing women to be enslaved in Northern Africa today. Is this what you want for South Africa? Also, If indeed there were laws that you wanted passed, you were a member of parliament where the laws are changed and adopted. Why didn't you do something about it then? Because you didn't believe in it. You're just recommending it now because the current law doesn't allow you to run as a president a third time. Not because it's discriminatory, but because you committed a crime. You were president of the country with a majority in the parliament twice. You were president for 9 years. Why didn't you sign these laws that you seem to want now? Is it because you were too busy with the Guptas?
Ngiyazi ukuthi namhlanje ngoba sesineminyaka engamashumi amathathu sakhululeka sesicabanga ukuthi sesiphelele enkululekweni asikapheleli bakwethu ukuba kunjalo ngaba siboshwa kulelizwe ngabe sagcina ukuboshwa ngenkathi ye-apartheid ngaba zange siboshwe idemocracy abaningi bethu ke sebephuma phakathi sesiboshwa futhi sesike saboshwa ngaphambili saboshwa i-apartheid saphinda futhi sabeshwa i-democracy.
So when you break the law, you should not be arrested. What are you even saying, Mr. Zuma? There is something called law and order. The law has to be followed. If you don't follow the law, you get arrested. And I knew it, you definitely had to mention apartheid. Well, in the days of apartheid, it was not right. It was not just that innocent black people were wrongfully arrested. But today, it is right for any person of any race who has committed crimes to be arrested. What I want to know is why are you not getting arrested for selling our country and corrupting our state entities with your friends and family members? Jacob Zuma wishes that we were still under a law where civilians are ruled by a king and whatever the king says and does goes, where the king does whatever he does and does not answer for his wrongdoings. He thought that being a president meant that he was a king and not a public servant. That's why he saw it fitting to not adhere to the law, which landed him in jail. He did not understand, accept, and like the idea that he was a public servant. He still has not gotten over his dismissal from the presidency.
Yenziwe lula lento akusashiya ukuthi thatha ikhali thatha ibhamu hamba uyovota uvotele le-ANC hayi ANC sorry.
Jacob Zuma can't help himself. He is asking his MK supporters to vote for ANC. Shame, man. It's a mistake, I know, but it tells us exactly who he is. He is a man who can't sleep at night because he misses the days that he was a ruler of these lands. Shame. What a sore loser. He doesn't know what it means to be a president. To be a president does not mean you're a boss of us or the boss of the country. Jacob Zuma is nothing more than a public servant. Cyril Ramaphosa is a public servant too. Thabo Mbeki was a public servant too. They are my employees. They are your employees. They are not role models. They are not kings. They are servants. You can tell that they don't know what it means to be a servant. Well, some more than others, really. Jacob Zuma is still the same leopard. He's not different. The only thing that pains him is the fact that he's not the president now. He's definitely still an ANC. The problem is that the ANC removed him from power. The ANC did not save him from going to prison. Hence, he's in pain and wants revenge. Men like Jacob Zuma should terrify all of us. Men who walk around carrying hurt. Men who walk around sowing evil ideas in the minds of citizens, prepping them bit by bit. Earlier this year, he hinted at the idea that there might be voter rigging, putting ideas in the minds of citizens that the elections will be rigged, hoping that they will fight, saying that the reason why MK didn't win is because votes were rigged. As adults, we know that you win some and lose some. You receive some acceptances and some rejections, but you don't throw tantrums and throw your toys out of the court. You take it as a mature man, as a mature woman. Come on, you're 82 years old. We should be learning these lessons from you, not teaching you. What are you even doing returning to politics at 82? It's the mindset of saying, if I can't be king, then let the country burn. This man wants to cause division and give people silly ideas to pursue at the detriment of the country. This is why the ANC is to blame for all this. Education and economic change should have freed our minds from racial and tribal thinking. But here we are. MK, ANC, ACT, and some others are still fighting apartheid in their minds, are still walking around with that mindset. Imagine the audacity of this man. He sold our country and worked with the Guptas to rot our country. And when he disrespected the courts, he got imprisoned as he should have been. Now he believes that the law should change. I also want the law to be changed. If a person says that they are sick and gets released from prison for medical reasons, they better die within a year. Failure to die, they better be bedridden or wheelchair-ridden for the rest of their lives. Huh, Mr. Zuma? In this law, if I see that the person is now roaming around like you are, if I see that you're dancing around like you are, if I see that you're feeling way, way better just like you are, you must go back to prison. Jacob Zuma is really ungrateful. The ANC used their expertise in corruption to release him from prison when he should have served his sentence. Now he is attacking them. What an ingrate. You wasted your years selling the country to the Guptas, and now you want to come back into government to do what? You and your whole family should just leave us alone, please. Retire. Enjoy your retirement. You're too old for this. Be respectable. I've never understood why anyone still supports you or Ace Magashula or your son Tutuzane. You lot should be ashamed to even show your faces in public. People are acting like they have short memories, but hey, this is South Africa. I pray that God restores sense and wisdom in South Africa. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with others. I'm Katlego Mwagi. Until next time, beware of the comrades.